Hey, Michael Church, Crawl Space Ninja. You know, there's a new phenomenon that we're getting a lot from contractors. You don't need to address the mold. Let's just put a dehumidifier in there and make it go dormant, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner, and all will be okay. Well, first of all, what do you think about that? Is that a true statement? And what is my opinion on whether dormant mold is good for your crawl space or not? Stay tuned. Okay, so if you're new to Crawl Space Ninja, we talk about everything related to basements, attics, crawl spaces, and ductwork. So I hope you'll subscribe to our channel and ring that notifications bell. All right, so there's a lot of misinformation, if you will, about mold remediation in general. But one of the things that we get a lot from our contractor buddies out there is that they seem to be telling homeowners that just install a dehumidifier. You don't need to worry about all that stuff up on the joist and it'll go dormant. All right, another word for dormant is inactive, okay? So according to Hampshire College in Amherst, Mass, all right, having inactive mold is typically a dry, powdery mold, and I assume they're talking about they've lowered the humidity level, lowered the moisture level to where it becomes inactive. I'm gonna put a link to what they say down below, but one of the things they talk about is that that inactive mold is ready to pounce as soon as the environmental conditions are ready for it to start growing again. So just inactivating the mold by lowering humidity levels doesn't mean that the mold went away. It means that it's there waiting for that humidity level to spike or waiting for a plumbing leak or things like that. We get that question all the time. Can we lower the humidity to inactivate the mold? I have talked to microbiologist after microbiologist, and none of them can agree on what humidity level that should be. And the other thing is there are so many different types of molds out there. Do they all become inactive at the same humidity level, if that's even possible, right? So I wouldn't leave it to chance. If I've got a house that's got mold in the crawl space, I don't just want to kill it. I don't just want to disinfect it. I want to remove it. Imagine I come to your home, Mr. and Mrs. Jones is sitting at the kitchen counter, and I walk in and I'm looking around and you've got drywall all over the kitchen walls, and it's a pretty green and it's a yellow and it's a black color because you got mold all over your walls, right? And I say, you know, Mr. and Mrs. Jones, we don't need to remove any of that mold. Why don't you just let me lower the humidity in the kitchen, keep the humidity low, and we'll just leave all that mold there. What do you think about that, Mr. and Mrs. Jones? And of course, after you escort me out of the house and call my competitor, you're going to find out that what I said was incorrectly. Well, why is it that the crawl space companies get away with that? The crawl space is a part of your house. Why would you not want the mold addressed properly? And here's a little information. Inactive mold, dormant mold, is still an allergen. It's still an issue. It still will keep your home from selling, okay? So if you don't soda blast the mold off, physically remove the mold off, and that home inspector comes 3 years down the road and says, hey, I see mold. Oh, well, they inactivated it with a dehu. See if you can sell your house then, okay? So take care of the mold properly, lower the humidity, physically remove it. If you don't want to physically remove it, at least apply a disinfectant. Don't let the dehu determine whether the mold is inactive or dormant. My name is Michael Church with Crawl Space Ninja. Hope you make it a happy and blessed day. We'll see you later.